Good evening. So, I'm easily bored, so what I like to do is just do random stuff, just to confuse people. I'll give you an example. You know when you're driving along and someone lets you in at a junction, you're supposed to wave, right? What I like to do is just give them a rather saucy and then in my rear view mirror I can just see them going. Another example, yoga class. At the end you're supposed to go namaste. Instead just try Bakashai. In the supermarket, just move stuff around, yeah? Put the Daily Mail where the toilet paper used to be. Definitely use that instead. Put the Vaseline next to the cucumbers. Might come in handy. Put the condoms next to the baby food. Think about that one a bit. Just stand in the aisle handing them out to unsuspecting parents the next time. I've got a long corridor at work, and what I like to do to confuse the hell out of people is just, as we're going towards each other, is to hum the Jaws theme tune. And then when I pass them, I look back at them like they're weird. Anyway, so I'm looking for a new job now.
Aren't we all?
Not everyone really appreciates what the fuckery. So never mind. Anyway, so I'm a straight white middle class man.
Yay!
Yeah. But I do have my problems. I do have my problems though. You know, I've completely run out of hummus.
Oh no!
Yeah. And I went to Waitrose and they'd run out of organic quinoa as well. So,
oh no!
Yeah, you know, middle class problems. But yeah, I was watching Netflix the other day, and you know they have that program information, and it said contains moderate sex. And I thought, moderate in what sense? In terms of quality, maybe. How's it for you, dear? Moderate. I think most blokes would take that as an answer, wouldn't they? On Netflix, there's lots of strong sex category, but there's no weak sex category. And I think that's surprising, because there's a lot of weak sex out there, isn't there? I consider myself a pioneer of the genre. But I think there's a market for weak sex movies. You know, 50 Shades, softer. Or Mr. Grey can't get it up. Pride and Premature. Mr. Darcy only lasts 5 minutes with a large penis. Weak sex. Good work. Predictive text is a minefield, isn't it? You know, the other week I had a bad back. I wanted to text my dad, have you got Cocodamol? The phone changed it to, have you got Cockwomble? And my dad said, no. Which was a relief, actually. Yeah. So I take the train to work. Anybody else take the train? Southern Rail?
No.
Voted worst train operator 3 years in a row.
Yay!
Yeah. And sometimes I think they should just be a bit more honest about how rubbish they are on the announcements. A bit like this.
The train at platform 3 has been delayed due to, well, fuck up. Dave the driver's still in bed, but anyway, we've got your money, so we're off down the boozer. Please mind the gap between our service and your expectations. I think we'd all appreciate that a bit more, you know.
So I tend to drive more often so I can actually get there. And the other day I was driving along and I saw this car bumper sticker. You know, some people have those. And it said, if you're going to ride my ass, at least pull my hair. And I thought, these born pensioners are getting more adventurous these days. So I'm a single dad to 2 kids. It can be quite hard work, but it's getting easier as they get older. You know, I can leave them at home on their own. They're 4 and 2. I'm kidding, they're actually older. And they're generally delightful, I find. Unless I take their games consoles away. Then they seem to turn into Gollum out of Lord of the Rings.
He stole it from us. The precious must have it.
I give it back in the end, but I'm useless at the games they play. I even murdered my own children playing Minecraft once. In the game, not in real life. I was always quite cheeky at school. I remember once when my English teacher came in and he was pleased as punch because he'd become a dad for the first time. I stuck up my hand and said, "So was the birth as good as the conception, sir?" And a word of advice, never ask your teacher if his wife's a good shag. Just find out for yourself. So I broke up with my girlfriend recently. Thank you for your sympathy. But it wasn't really working out, you know. She was vegan and I'm gluten and dairy free. So generally we just sat in the corner nibbling rice cakes, begging for death. But vegans do have quite a lot of persuasive arguments, I find. Like, if you could see how the food was made, then you wouldn't eat it. Imagine if we applied that to dating. If you want to date me, you need to see how I was made. So, here's a DVD of my parents having sex. See how you get on with that. But it doesn't go down too well, I think. Unlike my dad, who goes down very well if the DVD's any indication. Shouldn't have invited my parents to this gig. No, don't worry, they're not here. They'll never know. Anyway, I'll leave you with this. My children go to a church school, and I asked the vicar the other day if it's okay to have sex on Sundays. And he told me he could only do Wednesdays. It was my turn to go. You've been a great audience, thank you very much.
Yay! I'm the chimney sweep.